We still get those season tickets, Big Brother?
All I know is you never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
Junior Soprano is probably one of my favorite characters in The Sopranos. Junior is, in my opinion, the funniest character in the entire show.
Mario Lean gave me my first hand job, me and Vincent Miniscalco in the alley behind the chicken market.
Junior?
God, what am I saying at this poor woman's wake?
Some of his lines are genuinely hilarious, making quick jokes or insulting somebody for no reason.
Mr. Soprano, I'm Michael McLuhan from the U.S. Marshal Service, here to reattach your electronic bracelet.
They give you the important jobs, huh?
Beside all his funny lines, it also becomes really obvious how insecure Junior actually is throughout the show. In the first season, you can already see exactly what kind of person Junior is. After Jackie dies, there's suddenly a power struggle over who becomes boss. Tony ends up using Junior perfectly during this situation. Officially, Junior gets the title, but everybody around him already knows Tony is the one really controlling things behind the scenes. And honestly, it's a brilliant move from Tony because while Junior gets the status and attention he always wanted, he also becomes the main target for the FBI.
That's why I wanted to be you, Uncle Joe.
This is your decision?
It is.
You speak for the captains?
I can.
The sad part is that Junior almost accepts the situation because being seen as important matters more to him than actually being in control. And when Junior finally realizes Tony has been using him, his reaction says a lot about his character. Instead of accepting that Tony outsmarted him, Junior immediately takes it personally. His pride cannot handle the humiliation of being made to look weak in front of everybody else. But what makes it even worse is how easily Livia Soprano manipulates him during all of this. Livia constantly feeds Junior's insecurity, convincing him that Tony doesn't respect him and is slowly pushing him aside. And the uncomfortable part is that Junior completely falls for it because deep down, those fears already exist inside him.
Well, maybe it was you they were talking about. Who knows?
I think the reason Junior is so easy to manipulate is because he desperately wants reassurance from the people around him, even if he would never admit that out loud. He wants to feel respected, important, and needed, and the second somebody threatens that image of himself, he becomes emotional and irrational almost immediately. Livia understands that perfectly. She knows Junior already feels overshadowed by Tony, so she keeps pushing that insecurity until Junior convinces himself that Tony is humiliating him on purpose. That's what makes Junior weak in a lot of ways. Despite acting like an old school leader, he's constantly controlled by his own insecurity and need for respect. Even early on in the show, Junior seems desperate to hold on to the image of being respected, but deep down, he can already feel people slowly moving past him.
Say we duck for a while.
And what are we gonna do? Close shop? We can't do that.
Tony, what do you think?
What the fuck you asking him for? I just gave you the answer.
But the more I rewatch the show, the more depressing Junior becomes to me, because Junior spends most of the series dealing with something he can never fully accept, the fact that the world is slowly moving on without him. From the beginning of the show, Junior cares deeply about respect, probably more than money or even power itself. Being respected is what gives him identity. He grew up in a world where reputation meant everything, and he still desperately wants to feel like he matters in that same way. The problem is that by the time the show starts, people already see him differently. Even back when Johnny Boy Soprano was alive, Junior already seemed stuck in the shadow of the Soprano family. Johnny Boy was younger than Junior, but still ended up becoming the more respected and important figure, and I honestly think that stayed with Junior for the rest of his life. So when Tony slowly starts becoming more powerful than him too, it probably feels familiar in a painful way. It is like history repeating itself again. And I think that's part of why Junior reacts so emotionally throughout the show. For Tony, a lot of the conflict is business. Tony even forgives Junior after the hit Junior organized. For Junior, it feels personal. Every decision Tony makes without him, it all reminds Junior that he's slowly losing his place in the world around and that he is becoming a joke.
Fuck, I thought for sure it was him. But there he is, glasses and all.
Tony Gabagool Grammar.
Even when Junior officially becomes boss, nobody really believes he's the one in control. Everybody knows Tony is the real power behind things. Junior knows it too, even if he never fully admits it to himself. And I think that's why his relationship with Tony Soprano becomes so sad throughout the series. Because despite all the fighting and resentment between them, Tony actually does try to keep Junior involved. He still visits him, talks with him, and tries to make him feel respected publicly. But for Junior, it's never enough, because deep down, he can feel himself becoming less important. You can see how insecure he becomes whenever Tony makes decisions without him, or when people stop taking him seriously. Even small comments about him eating fish completely get under his skin. Junior reacts to those moments so emotionally because to him they confirm the thing he's most afraid of, that he's becoming irrelevant. And honestly, a lot of Junior's anger throughout the show doesn't even feel like it's about power. It feels personal, like he can't handle watching Tony slowly become the person he always wanted to be. At the same time, the show constantly reminds you why Junior is still so likable despite all of this. And I think a great example of that is his relationship with Bobby. As the two of them become this comedic duo, most of their scenes are basically just Junior complaining about something while Bobby awkwardly stands there trying to deal with him. A lot of the humor around Junior honestly comes from the way Bobby reacts to him. Bobby genuinely cares about Junior as a person. Their relationship almost feels strangely normal compared to most relationships in The Sopranos. Bobby helps Junior constantly, looks after him when his mental state gets worse, and stays loyal to him even when Junior is no longer powerful or useful to anybody. Junior still treats Bobby badly sometimes. He insults him and takes his frustration out on him sometimes.
Help me up.
Can you walk?
I think he broke his hip.
Oh, fuck you!
Underneath all of that, there's still genuine trust there. And I think Bobby also represents something Junior struggles to understand. Bobby doesn't really care about image or status in the same obsessive way Junior does. He's much softer and more emotionally open than most people in their world.
He really loves you know that?
Come on, that old prick.
I'm serious. He talks about you all the time. I know you had your problems, but I don't know. I wish he was my uncle sometimes.
Junior isn't some larger-than-life mob boss by the end of the show. He just feels old. There's no huge dramatic downfall. Instead, he slowly loses pieces of himself throughout the series. First his authority, then his independence, eventually even his memory. By the final seasons, people barely even know how to talk to him anymore. He becomes isolated from almost everyone around him, including Tony. And the uncomfortable part is that Junior can still occasionally feel what's happening to him. There are moments where he seems aware that he's slipping away mentally, which honestly makes everything even sadder. The final scene between Tony and Junior is probably one of the most depressing moments in the entire show for me, because after years Tony visits Junior one last time and realizes there's barely anything left of the man he knew his entire life.
You don't know who I am, do you?
Junior doesn't remember the life that once meant everything to him anymore. All the obsession with status and respect suddenly feels meaningless in that moment.
You two ran North Jersey.
We did?
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Tony finally realizes that Junior is genuinely gone mentally. Junior doesn't remember the life that once meant everything to him anymore. He barely remembers his own brother. All the things he spent his entire life obsessing over, running New Jersey, respect, power, status, none of it matters to him anymore. The only thing Junior really remembers is playing catch with Tony when he was younger. And I think that moment is also really important for Tony. After everything that happened between them, especially after Junior shoots him, Tony finally seems to understand that Junior was mentally gone long before he ever wanted to admit it. Even all the bitterness Junior had toward Tony, the varsity athlete comments, in that moment, it suddenly just feels sad more than anything else. The only thing he really remembers is playing catch with Tony when he was younger. And what makes the scene so depressing is the emptiness of it all. The silence. The feeling that an entire life has slowly faded away. Junior spent most of the show terrified of being forgotten by the people around him, but by the end, he's forgotten everything himself too. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I've genuinely really been enjoying making these videos lately, and I'm definitely planning on making more. I might eventually talk about some other shows too, but right now I just love The Sopranos way too much. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.